Hello and welcome to making a scanned PDF into a Canvas page. So when you upload a scanned PDF, either using a scanner, like a printer machine, or taking a picture with your phone, that PDF does not have text that a screen reader or other text-to-speech software can read for students. And so the two main options for getting a PDF to be accessible is to OCR it, which stands for Optical Character Recognition, which takes that PDF document, which is registered as an image, change so that the actual words on the page are understood by screen reader software. Our second option is to take that scanned PDF, use the alternative formats option in Canvas, and take the text and put it onto a Canvas page. That way it is easily accessible and students can click the next button throughout your course and access the document that way as well. Of course, we are going to give attribution. We are going to make sure we're citing the source to ensure that they are getting their due credit. Our first step is to go find that scanned PDF that we have in our Canvas course. I'm going to hop into my sandbox. And here I am on my files page. So you can access your files either from the files page or by finding them within your course and viewing them in the preview. So if you're on your files page, like I am here, you will see your list of files. And towards the right, you will also see this speedometer looking icon that rates your accessibility of that item. Green means it is more on the accessible side. This yellow orange with the dial straight up is in the middle. Maybe it's medium. It has some issues, but it's not too bad either. And then if we look at this bottom one here, it is red and it looks like the empty side of your gas gauge on your car. All right, so we're going to take this strategies for remote teaching as our example here and go all the way to the right of the page and click on the kebab menu. This is like the menu of options, it's 3 vertical dots. And once I click on here, the very first option on the list at the top is alternative formats. This will open a pop-up window where you can then download the alternative format that you prefer. It tells us our selected file is the Strategies for Remote Teaching and Learning that was put out by UC Davis right after campus shutdowns during COVID-19. So we have many options. Our first option on the list is HTML, and this is the option that we're going to use to take that document's text and turn it into a Canvas page. There are other options like an EPUB file that students could read on an ebook or an iPad or other ebook readers. There's like an MP3 version of that, an immersive reader, and other options as well. But we're going to choose HTML by making sure that bubble is clicked next to it, scrolling down and clicking on the download button at the bottom of that pop-up window. This will begin the download option, and I see that I have it in my downloads just out of view here. Our next step is then to come to our pages. So pan over here, and within our course navigation, we're going to find our pages page. Click View All Pages, and then begin a brand new page. You could also go to the module that you would like to add this page to and click the plus button and go in and create a new page that way as well if you prefer. And then we will go to our file folder and find our downloaded file and open it. Expand my screen here. And then here we can see it is a kind of basic pared down text and icon only version of the document. If we were to go back to our file screen, this was the original document. It looks like an infographic, it has a title, it has different boxes for strategies 1 through 5. It has a references section, and then of course UC Davis's name and academic technology services. And so we are going to compare the original document with our HTML, our page here. It's like a web page, and make sure that all of our text came over. So I have verified that all the text did come over, although it looks a little bit different here. We do have some of the icons from strategy 1, but the text here next to the icons have all copied over properly. So we'll double check our HTML. We are going to look to make sure we have all 5 strategies, although they may not quite be in order. Our references are there, so we know we have all of our information. So what we're going to do next is we are going to either use our mouse or our pad to highlight everything, or I like keyboard shortcuts, so I'm going to use Control or Command A to highlight everything. You can either right click and then select copy, or use the Control or Command C for copy. And then come to our brand new page here in Canvas. Either right click to paste or use Control or Command V, V like Victor, in order to paste that entire document in. Now that we have it in here, we are going to do a couple of things. Number 1, check to see if this larger text is actually tagged as a heading. It is not, so I'm going to grab that line and make that our heading 2. Sure. Strategy 1, this could either be a heading 2 or we can make that heading 3, as it is a subcategory of our research spotlight here from UC Davis. Our next item is to look over here at our icons, if they're really icons or an image. Here I see that they are, all 3 icons are grouped together as one image. So then this would be up to you. If you feel like the images are important, you can give that image some alt text. So if your students cannot visually see the icons, they know what the icons are of, or just decorative icons could be okay here as well. Making sure your texts are all there. I see notifications have kind of been cut in half here, so I'm going to bring them back together. And then our next item, we are going to bring our strategy 3 and put it back where it belongs. So it reads logically and reads more like the original document. So again, I'm going to Control Copy, delete that text, and then come back for Control V, or right click and paste strategy 3 in here. That way it is all in order. Our references, I see this looks a little bit big, and in highlighting it looks like a heading 3. So I'm going to highlight all of that, and it really is just another reference. So we are going to come to the toolbar and make sure it is tagged as just a regular paragraph text, to make sure that it is tagged correctly. All right, so those are the main things that we're going to look for. Our last thing that we need to make sure we do is take our title, of course. I'm going to copy this. I will leave it on the page because that was part of the original document. And I will also add by UC Davis up here in the title so that I'm giving the proper attribution, citing my source, and modeling that, that effective citing for students as well. So of course you want to check out our little person in a circle below the text box. Here I have 5 warnings, which are probably all of my alt text here for the different images, which you could add in directly here in the box. If you want to just delete those icons, it's not going to change the meaning of the text at all. That is going to be our last step. So I hope this has been helpful and it feels a little less overwhelming as you're working with PDFs and finding more efficient ways to get the material to students while also making sure it is accessible for all students. All right, our very last step is to click Save here. We'll make sure that everything's accessible before we publish it, but there is our document.